Now the water actually. Sorry. Take it.
Thomas, how do you see that? Is that 1 point gained or 2 dropped with all the saves that Dubravka had to make?
The last bit, sorry.
Dubravka had to make a lot of saves.
Yeah. Now Dubravka was man of the match. He was that for a reason. That means we did a lot of things right offensively. I think we came here, took some of the confidence from the game against Dortmund into the game. I think first half we were good. I think actually we were very good. Dominating the game, on top of the game, scoring 1-0 goal, created other chances, opportunities, could have done the 2-0, more or less. If not out of sight, then we're definitely in a very good way to try to win a football match. Then we concede a chance. We give nothing away first half except the goal in the end of the first half. We can never, ever, ever concede that goal because it just changed a little bit of momentum going into halftime. And then the second half, we're coming out. We're not as dominant, but I still think we are okay on top. We got a big chance to Dominic Solanke, got a 2-1 up, and then we concede another goal that we can never, ever, ever concede. That make it difficult for us. But big praise to the players for showing their character and running power and willpower to keep going. And we created a big chance to match it to Xavi. I think there was one more, and then the goal. So did more than enough to get the equalizer. And over the game, I think we did more than enough to win it. So, but unfortunately not.
How frustrating is it? Romero and Van de Ven, your goal scorers, obviously both terrific goals, but it's defenders again scoring goals. Yeah,
it's fantastic that the two defenders are scoring again, because that is very positive. But of course, we need more from the offensive players. They know it. They work very hard on it. It's not that they don't want, but of course we need that. So the day we add that together, plus defending a tiny bit better, then we will win.
So Porro and Romero, the two substitutions, are they injuries?
No, Romero was cramping in the end. Pedro was a physical, how can you say, played a lot of minutes, so have more running power. Jet to the right, and then Destiny in.
Last one from the fans. You can hear it again. The boos, the chants against you. How do you kind of block that out?
First and foremost, want to thank them for traveling and support the team throughout the game, which they do. I'm sure they can recognize and acknowledge, especially the first half and the improvement we've done there. And should have been outside. But also they acknowledge the willpower and character of the team that keep running, keep fighting to the end, and we just need to keep going. We do so many things right, but there's no doubt when you are, it's not dropping so easy for us. The consistent performance we've done, which I think I've said that many times, they are actually in an okay level. But we apparently, because where we are now, we need to do more to make sure we get the wins over the line, especially in the Premier League. And one of the bits is to play every fourth day to perform. That demands a lot of mentality. We have a few injuries that doesn't help, but that's part of it. Never any complaints about me. That's reality. But that's why we need to be strong enough as a team to keep performing every third or fourth day.
Yeah. Thomas, it's impossible to disagree with your summation of the game, but only to say that in the second half you did change, you did lose that control, it became very open, and you did look vulnerable when they broke on you. Is that a confidence thing, that one goal before half time just kind of changes their mindset a little bit?
I think there's definitely something, I said that before, the ability to handle setbacks in games. That's something we are working very hard on, which I actually think we've done better and better. This was, I would say, at the 1-1. The first part of the second half, I think, is an area we need to do better to control it and just keep doing the right things. Where I think, especially after the 2-1 goal, they found extra willpower and determination, which is hugely beneficial. But also sometimes it's margins. So if you score on Dom's 2-1 goal, I'm pretty sure we would be in a fine place.
Yeah,
Thomas, I see what you're saying again about the team and the fans' support behind the team and whatnot. What would your message be to them who are basically calling for your head, not to put too fine a point on it, when you, on one hand, you've got 1 foot in the last 16 in the Champions League, and yet one more bad performance, and they turn on you again? What would your message be to them?
What was you said one more bad performance?
Yeah,
I don't think it was a bad performance.
Well,
it was maybe not the result we hoped for.
It was a
Yeah.
result, and they weren't happy with it.
Yeah, I think the performance, if you look at it throughout the game, especially the first half, was good. The way we ended again, good. Average second half, which you've seen many times, and then they unfortunately lacked with 2 moments where we didn't defend it well enough, and that's what we are working very, very, very hard on to try to get on top of. And while we are fighting everything we can to perform in Champions League and Premier League, that's the way it is.
Well, that's what I mean. What would your message be to those fans who were turning on you again at the end?
I think the message to the fans, as I said the whole time, is that we're working very hard on make sure everything is going in the right direction, and that we'll keep doing that.
Thomas, the fixtures in the Premier League recently have, with respect to those teams, been against easier opposition in relative terms. The fixtures are going to get harder from here. What gives you confidence or belief that the team can do what they need to do against a higher level of team?
I never look ahead to see how the fixtures look. I think in the Premier League every game is incredibly difficult. I think every head coach, every manager I speak to thinks the same. And right now we have the next game ahead of me, or us, is Frankfurt away. another difficult one, but where we have a great opportunity to finish in the last 8, and that's what we're focusing on.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just ask about Andy Robertson, by the way? So that's been widely speculated as close to happening. To help you today defensively.
Just on that one, in general, you don't know me that well. I don't speak about players that's not in the club, except Ronaldo and Messi. So that's no comments. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Hey, you want to pick up?
You must have aged during that game. You did everything except win the game, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we did. I think obviously we're disappointed with obviously conceding so late. I thought generally today, after going a goal down, I thought our reaction at that point was superb. We get ourselves back in the game. Second half, I thought we were superb. Took the game to Spurs, and we get our nose in front. And at that point, of course, you know the dynamics of football momentum. They go and commit a lot of men on the top line, centre halves coming on into the box, and they obviously get an equaliser, which was disappointing for us really. But big improvement today for sure. Another game where there was large elements where we've improved drastically, and that's pleasing.
The win just eludes you, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. At this present moment in time, for sure. And look, it was only 4 or 5 weeks ago I was hugely critical of this team in terms of us at Brighton away. We've reacted in an incredible way. The improvement for us as a team, we went to Man United away at the beginning of the season, lost narrowly to a penalty 3-2. Liverpool here, we lost narrowly 1-0. And Tottenham at the beginning of the season when we lost comfortably 3-0. We've improved. We've picked 3 points up of all these teams. So there is improvement, but there's no denying totally that we need to now turn them draws into wins, really. And today, for being so close that you would have hoped that would have been the case, we just fell a little bit short back end.
Is it getting harder and harder for you to lift these players as the games start to run out?
No, definitely not. No, 100% it's definitely not. And yeah, I'm conscious of that. For sure, I'm conscious of it. For sure, coming out of Brighton after 7 defeats or 8 defeats of what it was, a young group facing certain challenges and certain adversity which they probably never experienced. I was seriously worried about that, but you only have to come and watch this team, and I think anyone watching us today, the predicament and the situation we're in, that didn't look like a team lacking confidence, lacking belief, lacking resilience. They stood up and they faced up, and just a bit of a hammer blow at the end there.
Hi Scott. After a nervous first half, definitely a more positive second half, what did you say to the players at half time?
Well, to be honest, even the first half, like, momentum and swinging in football is constant, and we're playing against the incredible team, which I think you'd all admit that we're playing against Spurs with huge quality. At times, they're going to take the game off you. And like I said, I thought we had our moments in the first half. Second half, we changed a couple of things in terms of showing the players at half time in terms of how they were, and I thought we was brilliant second half for sure. So yeah, it's the Premier League, and people don't want to hear it, probably, the fine margins of the Premier League and the quality of what you face. It was just disappointing we didn't get the 3 points.
And how are the players feeling now in the change room?
And I think we're disappointed. Of course they are. They're disappointed that they've worked so hard. They got themselves back in the game, and we just didn't quite hold on to at the back end, really. So there's a disappointment there, but nothing what this group haven't faced before, and nothing that this group hasn't faced and reacted to in the right way. So we keep fighting, because that's what we are, and we keep moving.